Seems a ping-pong is on between the House of Commons and the House of Lords over the fire safety bill. The Lords voting again to protect leaseholders from having to pay any cladding costs, which could protect thousands of people, of course, from potential bankruptcy. Do you support the Lords?
No, we don't think this is the right way forward.
People should go bankrupt.
We announced a plan earlier in the year, which is backed by over £5 billion of taxpayers' money, and this ensures that nobody in a high-rise building should ever have to pay for the removal of unsafe cladding. That will either be paid preferably by the people who got us into this situation, the developers, the builders, or their insurers, or if that's not possible, it will be paid by the taxpayer. Then on lower-rise buildings, we've created a heavily subsidised financing scheme, which means that nobody would ever need to pay more than £50 a month, and in many cases a lot less than that.
We've talked about these figures before. You're going to tell me that £5 billion covers everything?
It covers all the cladding on high-rise buildings.
And it covers the whole issue, because the most conservative estimate is around 11, isn't it? 11 billion.
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen a figure of £11 billion. You previously quoted a number to me that the House of Commons Select Committee had produced. But our estimate is it will cost £3.5 billion to remove all of the remaining unsafe cladding on high-rise buildings. We've already put £1.6 billion behind the issue. So the amount of money that we're committing is sufficient, we believe, and if we need to put in more money, we will do, to do the job
if you need to put in more money,
the most dangerous material off the buildings where the risk to life is. And
what about those individuals living at a lower level, Secretary of State? What happens to them?
Well, for those, and remember that the risk is less there, and in many cases they won't need to take the cladding off at all, because we want a sensible risk-based approach to be applied here. But for those leaseholders, they'll be able to use our financing scheme, which is heavily subsidised. It will cost billions of pounds depending on the uptake itself, and this will mean that you'll never need to pay more than £50 a month towards the cost of the removal of unsafe cladding. And I appreciate that that's an imposition. That's something that nobody would want to have to do, but for most homeowners that will be something that is affordable and is a fair balance between what the taxpayer will have to cover and what the homeowner, the leaseholder, has to pay.